Introducing Nose to Tail, a podcast where we explore the world of aviation lifecycle solutions, insights, and more. Presented by Jet Midwest.
Welcome back to the Nose to Tail podcast. I'm Patrick Kraus, COO of Jet Midwest. I'm here with David from AvGen. How you doing, David?
How you doing, Patrick?
Good, good. We just had a discussion about your partner and your twin brother. He was on right before you were, and obviously it turns out he's a few seconds older than you are.
Yeah.
So it was very appropriate that he went first.
That's right.
You know what? I ended with this question with him, and I'm going to start with it with you.
Okay.
What's it like working with your brother? You know, what are the challenges that it faces, and how do you guys get that done?
Basically, it's exciting because we both have the same similar technical backgrounds and industry backgrounds, so that I think gives us an incredible advantage to learn and evolve as far as our careers go together and incredibly quickly. We kind of help each other and grow very, very quickly as far as knowledge and industry knowledge and things like that.
So what do you do when the two of you disagree on a decision?
Oh, that's a tough one.
I didn't ask him that one. I'm asking you.
No, I mean, we're very reasonable and we love facts. So we put it on paper and facts win every time.
All right, I like that. I don't know that I get to use that with two siblings. Sometimes I just get voted off the island. But so then from what you're saying, you started your career at Hamilton as well?
Yes, we did. We both went to technical school and where we got our AMP, Airframe and Power Plant license. And then we actually started in Hamilton. We had an opportunity back in 2005 where Hamilton was growing significantly in South Florida. And we both started the same day.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, you know, as you think about your career and how that's going to apply to the team you're running now. So you're running the operations team, and your brother really right now is focused on business development. And, you know, what part of building that team and really getting them moving in the right direction, you know, what are the key maybe 2 or 3 takeaways that you think really make that effective operations team on the floor?
Definitely 2 or 3 of the key takeaways. I would say number 1 is for awareness. Everybody understands where we're going. So if you explain to everybody, you know, give everybody a track, or, you know, what the end goal is, then we can, you know, work on the steps to get there. And everybody has, you know, a piece of work to do in order to achieve these goals. In Hamilton, we were extremely lucky to learn all of the lean manufacturing processes and how being such a large corporation, communication is number 1. So we learned that at Hamilton, you need to communicate with your team, and your team needs to communicate with each other in order to meet that end goal on a daily basis.
Yeah. Nice. Now, when you guys, when you run into challenges in communication, how are you guys addressing that?
We're addressing it with the classical, classic methods as far as emails and, direct communication. But being that we're always in the facility, we love that everybody can come to us. It's not a problem. You know, we're not distant. There's no closed doors anywhere in the facility. The idea is that if there's an issue, we're going to get it solved as a team.
That's good.
Yeah.
I found with Jet Midwest, as we're going through some growth phases, and we have a massive facility, right? So the place is pretty big, and I've always tried to stay connected to the guys on the floor and on the airplanes in the warehouse. Never often enough. I think I need to split my time more effectively sometimes, but I certainly enjoy going down and seeing what's happening. And sometimes when someone's like, oh, hey, we're going to have a team's meeting, I go, nope, get everybody together right now. I'll meet you in shipping. We're going to stand, and we'll call it a standing meeting.
Yeah.
And we're going to stand here until we can get ourselves to figure out what we're going to do next. And it's amazingly effective method, because they're like, you got everybody there now, and they're not allowed to leave. We're going to solve this thing if it takes us 5 minutes or 50.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how many times it takes 5, and then somebody interjects a great idea, and I'm like, that's perfect. And then that guy, especially when someone who's new, we invite a lot of people into that powwow because we want people to give their feedback, and sometimes they don't have the portal to get their ideas out. I'm like, that's a great idea. Tell us more. Then they start getting the hang of it. I'm like, this is great, guys. You guys continue. I'm going back upstairs, get a cup of coffee, and they sit down and they finish the work. So,
yeah, I mean, we have the same scenarios where we do the same thing. We just stop and everybody gets together. And I think it's important to have a diverse group. That's where you're going to get like the veterans in there, the new guys in there, and everybody has like a different aspect, visual aspect of how we can solve this. And great ideas always come out. Great ideas always come out.
So have you guys gotten to the point yet where your brother's driving so much work in that you guys are swelling? or have you guys got enough capacity right now that you're really looking to fill the capacity?
Right now, we're looking to fill that capacity, and at the same time, we want to say that we're preparing for the work to come in. So I'm always looking at the curve ahead.
Yeah.
Always focus on the curve ahead, make sure we're ready, make sure we support our customers, and at the end of the day, just say complete what you say we can do, just get it done. That's all it is. If you say you can do it in TAT, right? TAT is the most important thing there is. So if we can do it, just get it done.
How do you address your team when you have deadlines? What's your philosophy on getting those folks for the extra hours it takes sometimes? Because we know that this business spikes up and down. Sometimes you're against the wall at a deadline, and it's going to take X number of extra hours. And of course, other times it's, I don't want to say it's slow, but hey, we're moderate pacing ourselves. And how do you handle your team when you've got those spikes?
I think it's extremely important that the team sees that the leadership team is there. So if we're staying late, we're there. It's not, we don't clock out and say, have a good day, guys. Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
No, we're there. We're making sure that they can count on us and we can count on them. It's number one for them to know that we're all in this together. And if we feel like a team, they can trust the guy next to them and I can trust the guy next to me. And that's the most important thing there is in a team.
That's great. Now, at your time at Hamilton, did you have any mentors or any folks that really kind of, you guys took this leap to go out and start your own business, right? So, which is much different than working for the mega company of Hamilton.
It's an amazing company. Right?
So I guess there's two questions really I'd like to ask. One is, did you have some great mentorship or somebody in there that helped guide you guys because you went out on your own journey? And then maybe what are some of those obstacles you had to overcome? You and your brother combined, but what did you have to overcome in that journey to go out on your own and be entrepreneurs?
Definitely. I think I definitely had a lot of great mentors. There's a lot of good people in the facility who helped us and guided us from day one. I mean, we really started there from day one. So along the way, we learned all different sorts of aspects of the business. There's many aspects. And the most important thing I learned was not to be afraid to look into different avenues of the business that you generally don't do on a day-to-day. So if it's engineering, we can work with the engineering team, and you have an aspect of understanding what's going on with the engineering, and basically not be afraid, to make mistakes. It's okay, and that's something that large corporations encourage a lot, especially Hamilton with the continuous improvement, and that's what we learn, and that's the culture we have with our team as well. If anybody makes a mistake, it's okay. The idea is to learn from it and grow, because every mistake is an opportunity.
So as an entrepreneur, what was the scariest things you guys had to overcome to take this leap?
The scariest things. I mean, it's a lot. It's right. Jumping into the water, right? It's cold. It's not easy, but it's great. I mean, it's exciting. And one of the biggest challenges was, working and growing the team at a good pace and getting some of these equipment that we have on board, as far as like the Avtron test stand, pneumatic stands. I mean, we have all sorts of equipment. And it really does take a lot of engineering and the working together with the engineering team to make sure everything's online. And it's incredibly exciting when it actually, hit the switch and the lights come on. It's amazing.
So your twin brother and yourself, when you started, was it just the two of you?
No. So we actually started, it was me, my brother, and another partner, Aviation, who also worked at Hamilton with us. So he has the same culture, the same continuous improvement mentality that, you were lucky enough to work for the OEM.
So was one of you the technician at the beginning and the other the inspector?
Yeah, pretty much, right? We were all, understanding, figuring out the best way. And then, it grew rapidly. And I think the best part is, we're technicians at heart. We love it. You love tinkering and all that. So I love being able to show this to the new guys. See these new guys grow as they grow as technicians. It's really amazing. It's really amazing.
Yeah. It's harder and harder. We had this discussion with your brother. It's harder and harder to find people. And you just talk about how you guys actually bring some people in.
Yes.
And I just think that's a great idea. Just finding a different way to expose people to what it is you're specifically doing. And I think, again, that's where we struggle, is that our schools don't give us the exposure to exactly what we do in the commercial business. So I have a good takeaway that I'm going to go home with that one. Well, I ask all of my podcast listeners what their favorite aircraft is. So what's your favorite aircraft?
My favorite aircraft is definitely the 757. It's overpowered. It's like Corvette. It's a sports car, right?
Yeah.
Overpowered Whitney 2000s, RB211. I mean, there's plenty of power going around there. So
oh, yeah.
That's one of the best things.
It's a great airplane. I like that airplane for lots of reasons. A little selfishly, I like it. It's a little bit wider than the 737, the fuselage is, which means there's just a little more shoulder room for a big guy like me. So, when I'm sitting on a 737 on a domestic flight, it's not quite as comfortable as that 75. Even in that coach seat, there's still a couple more inches for me to squeeze into. Probably safer for the person next to me too. So
It's always fun to ride. I mean, the last 757 I flew in, the pilot was very, he got on it really quickly. It felt like a fighter jet, so I loved it. Loved it.
Well, there's a reason they have lots of tail strikes,
Oh,
right?
Used to, yeah.
Used to. We solved that problem. I took a flight to Iceland, to Reykjavik, a couple of weeks ago, and it was on an Icelandair 757 from Chicago. And such a nice interior. They've done a great job with their fleet. It is a great airplane. I really do.
Pretty amazing, yeah.
Was there anything else you'd like to have a talk about for AvGen and what you're doing, maybe that's unique, or something else from the aviation industry? A great story. Was your dad in aviation?
No, actually, my dad was not in aviation.
How'd you guys get involved? How do twins just decide we're gonna start school the same day? We like each other so much, we're gonna go work together. We're gonna quit the same day.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So yeah, no, basically we had a family friend who worked in aviation, and I've always been like a technical person. I love mechanics. I love cars, obviously, and aviation was always the epitome of mechanics, right? It's the best. So that's where the direction that we took as far as actually as early as high school. As early as high school, we went in that direction where we had the program half a day you do high school, and then the other half of the day you go to the technical school. So we actually graduated high school with a power plant license.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're a car guy.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So if you had a dream car that you could tinker on, that could be in your garage when you get home, what would it be?
Mustang. It's gonna have to be a Mustang.
Any particular year?
Probably more of the classics. Like the 67. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue. I'm not a car guy, and I don't tinker. I'm only an amateur engineer on paper, and that's pushing it. So, thank you, David, for joining me. We appreciate your insights into the aviation world. It's been a great journey for both you and your brother. I'm excited to see where your future is. And for all of our listeners out there, be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to our podcast, Nose to Tail. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Presented by Jet Midwest.